Okefenokee National Wildlife Refuge. We're a full-line visitor services operation. We provide tours, boat rentals, canoe rentals, kayak rentals, bicycle rentals for riding on the wildlife drive. We've got a full-service food service operation, gift shop, the kind of things you typically have in a public use operation.
Okefenokee, at the heart of it it's the Okefenokee Swamp. You know, it's mysterious, it is large, it is wild, it has all those attributes that just come along with that name. It's really a pleasure to be on a refuge that has name recognition all throughout the world. But it's this large wilderness area, it's the headwaters of two large rivers, and it has alligators and wild things. It's just a really unique refuge to be at.
Okefenokee Swamp is a fire-adapted, fire-shaped, and to some extent even fire-dependent landscape.
Most of this is a swamp ecosystem. We do have some pine uplands around the edge, and we do also have some pine islands in the interior, but the majority of it is swampland, which has a lot of organic soils, peat, and as the drought progresses, these layers of peat begin to dry out, and these fires get entrenched in that peat, and it's something that we just can't put out.
The fire actually got started way before our typical fire season. I mean, we're ready, we're getting ready, and we're thinking we have a month or two ahead of time before the lightning season starts. When a day very much like today, it was very cold, it was very dry, very high winds, and it caused some electrical lines just north and north and west of Waycross to spark, and that spark hit, and that fire started what's called the Sweat Farm Road fire, and that just started racing down towards the refuge.
We tried to stay ahead of it in terms of the forecast and tried to predict where it was going to move so that we could plan these burnouts, and a burnout is where we actually set a fire ahead of the main fire to take the fuels out in front of it and control it on our terms instead of just letting it run where it wants to or where the wind drives it. So some of those burnouts went well, and some of them didn't go so well.
It started outside the swamp and burned into it. It started up in the tree farms, or at least the first part of it did. But the idea is to contain the fire within the wildlife refuge, where it can burn, and frankly, where it's pretty well impossible to fight it anyway.
Fire is good for the swamp. What concerns us is when fire leaves the swamp, how it's going to affect private properties.
There was a refuge federal team on the east, there was a state team on the west. To the south, there's another federal team, and all these volunteer fire departments were all doing their part to stop that fire, push it back, contain it. You know, sometimes you have to burn out. When you get a break in the weather, you can burn out and remove some of that fuel. Because remember, we didn't get this fire contained until November.
All in all, I think one of the good things that came out was that the communities came together, and there was a lot of sincerity right down to just the average local Joe. I mean, people were making sandwiches for firefighters. They were providing drinks, refreshments, anything they could do to help.
And you have to take care of your people. I mean, again and again and again, you have to watch over this fire, and you have to watch over the people who are in it, and you got to take care of them.